Good Wednesday morning, everybody. I'm Dave Furtado.
And I'm meteorologist Jefferson Donovan.
And welcome to Keep Her Quick, your latest local news and weather commercial free in about 15 minutes or less. We're going to jump right over to weather because, Jefferson, temperatures are on the cooler side of things. And we also had some rain pass through recently. What's the docket looking like as we go through the day today?
Yeah, cooler temperatures are going to hold true, and there is even going to be that chance of showers as well. Let's take a look at your weather headlines for today and going forward. There is going to be the opportunity for some showers in the forecast area today, and in fact shower chances are going to be persisting for the next couple of days, at least through tomorrow, I should say. By Friday, though, we are going to get back to plentiful sunshine, abundant October sunshine around the forecast area as we do conclude this work week. And then as we do head through the weekend, we are going to see even more sunshine. Now, despite the sunny skies, temperatures are going to be a smidge below average, but that shouldn't be a deterrent to anybody for getting outdoors. We will take a deeper look, I should say, at your forecast coming up.
Thanks, Jefferson. We begin this morning in Yakima County. A shooting on Yakima Avenue Monday night left one person in the hospital. According to the police department, the victim was found in the area of 300 West Yakima Avenue at around 8:40 p.m. The 27-year-old man was transported to the hospital for non-life-threatening injuries. At this time, there is no suspect, but YPD is investigating the case. If you have any information regarding the incident, you're asked to contact YPD directly. And two 14-year-olds are now charged after police say they planned a school shooting at Kamiakin High. That was stopped after intervention by the FBI and Kennewick police following reports of concerning social media posts. One of the 14-year-olds is charged with attempted murder and several counts of possession of a firearm. Police say a friend of his, another 14-year-old, knew about the plans and even hid a gun for him once police began investigating. That teen has been charged with attempted assault and felony harassment. A search warrant on the main suspect's home revealed he had drawn maps indicating areas and times that had the most foot traffic throughout the school. Police say they also found a self-described manifesto and that the teen knew how to access nearly a dozen locked guns within the home. The man who opened fire in the Richland Fred Meyer, killing a man, could soon be allowed back into the community. Aaron Kelly shot and killed Justin Crumbaugh in February of 2022, as well as seriously injuring Mark Hill that day. He was found not guilty by reason of insanity in February 2024, and although he's been placed at the Maple Lane Psychiatric Hospital over on the west side, Kelly's attorneys and team of doctors have filed for conditional release, a move Benton County Prosecutor Eric Eisinger is not on board with.
I have a lot of concerns about that. He was only committed to the state hospital system a year and a half ago. And for a whole variety of things that are going to come out in the course of this hearing, I don't believe that it's appropriate that he should be conditionally released or released at all at this time.
Now, a judge will have the final say in approving the conditional release request at a December 8th hearing. If granted, Kelly would be allowed to move within the mental health hospital unsupervised, as well as go on escorted trips out in public. If denied, Kelly's team could reapply for release after 6 months. This is a story we'll continue to cover and bring you the results of that hearing when it happens. A suspect is currently on the run after police say he had a gun during an altercation in a gas station parking lot. Pasco police say it happened in the 1900 block of West Court Street at around 10:30 Monday night. As officers arrived, the suspect took off on foot and was eventually tracked with a canine to a house officers say he frequents. Police surrounded the home and even set off a flashbang to try to get the man into custody, but he was not inside and hasn't been found. And quite the scene in Grant County as deputies responded to reports of a grenade found by a 3-year-old. Monday night, deputies responded to the northeastern part of Grant County, and when they arrived, they learned it was a real grenade. As a result, technicians with the Washington State Patrol Bomb Squad responded to the scene.
Most of the time when the munitions are found, an unexploded ordnance is found, it's usually an adult that finds it. So it was unusual for a child to find it and certainly brings a lot more fear to the story that this child found it. Thankfully, the child knew what to do and brought it to his parents.
Now, ultimately, sheriff's deputies say the bomb squad took the grenade to a remote location and detonated it. We're going to do some state news this morning because Governor Bob Ferguson is now directing state agencies to look at ways to address immigration issues and their impact on the local level. The governor's executive order creates a new immigration sub-cabinet to help support immigrant families. KOMO's Linan Wen took a look at how the effort and how it could help immigrant families across the Evergreen State.
As concerns continue to grow in the face of ramped up immigration enforcement. Governor Bob Ferguson is now directing state agencies to look at what they can do to protect immigrant communities.
We don't worry about what the citizenship status is. We are not going to use our state resources to enforce federal immigration law, because that's the job of the federal government, and we need our state resources for what they're supposed to be used for, which is the people who live in the state of Washington.
But there are concerns current laws in Washington state could create serious consequences.
Attorney General Bondi's argument is that the implementation of the Keep Washington Working Act thwarts, that was her word, thwarts the enforcement of federal law, and in doing so, whether it's intended or not, this piece of state law is in conflict with federal law.
We'll never be divided! The newly created Immigration Sub-Cabinet will now regularly meet to address immigration-related issues facing Washington residents and make recommendations on programs supporting immigrant communities. State leaders believe current state laws addressing immigration enforcement still comply with federal law. And the ACLU of Washington says current state laws still prohibit state agencies from interfering with or violating federal law. And they must comply with signed court orders.
In balancing the relationship between state and federal interests, it both fully complies with federal law, but also provides protection, meaningful protection at a state level.
And the Washington Attorney General's office says other states like Illinois have similar laws in place that have stood up in court. And they're confident current state laws regarding immigration enforcement do not violate federal law. On to some lighter news. As we get closer to the holiday season, there's an annual food drive to help those in need. McCurley Honda in the Tri-Cities and Yakima is partnering with Yoke's Fresh Market for their 23rd annual hometown food drive to support local food banks. There are several ways for you to donate. When you buy a vehicle at any McCurley dealership in the Tri-Cities, a portion of the sale will go towards the food bank. For every vehicle sold in Yakima, that part of that money will be donated to the Salvation Army. You can also buy $10 bags of food to donate at any Ray's Market Fresh or any Yoke's Fresh Market. You can also drop off any non-perishable foods at a McCurley dealership.
At the end of the event, we all kind of get together and we get to load up a bunch of vehicles, drive down to the food banks, and actually personally hand deliver them. And it's a very rewarding event, and I'm happy to be a part of it every year.
Now, over the food drive's 23-year history, donations have resulted in 1.7 million pounds of food, and their goal this year is to collect 2 million pounds. The drive starts today and ends on the 31st. And with that, let's jump right over to meteorologist Jefferson Donovan to talk the weather for today. Jefferson, I know over the last couple of days we've been seeing some of those splash and dash showers. Yep. Are we expecting to see any more of those? And if so, should people just pack the umbrella with them? I would say that we might see some showers in our viewing area today. Yes, if you want to bring an umbrella, you can do that. But I don't believe rainfall is going to be too big of a factor for today. Yes, there is going to be some shower activity, but it will likely stay generally light. Let's take a look at the Doppler radar imagery as of this recording at around 7 a.m. this morning, and you can see some spotty showers trying to get going in our general viewing area. Passing showers are going to be possible for today and even tomorrow, but then by the time we get to Friday, we are going to see abundant sunshine. Here's a look at high temperatures that we are expecting for today. It is going to be a cooler day today than any days that we have seen prior. Anticipate upper 60s to low 70s in the Tri-Cities today. Upper 60s to low 70s will also hold true around Sunnyside and Grandview. In Yakima today, temperatures will warm into the mid to upper 60s, low to mid 60s in Ellensburg today, with highs generally in the low 70s. For the Blue Mountain foothills, most folks are going to experience mostly cloudy skies today, again with that threat of some passing showers. Now, another piece of news that I do want to report, some good news that is we are seeing pretty good air quality around our region this morning. And as we take a look at the haze and smoke forecast, we're really not anticipating any big kind of air quality concerns as we do go through the forecast period. The cloudy skies, the cooler temperatures, and overall damp weather conditions that we have seen over the past couple of days have done a marvelous job at tamping down wildfire smoke. And again, I do believe that we are going to be looking at good air quality moving forward. Again, some great news there. Now let's jump into the Storm Tracker Futurecast. I've mentioned it a couple of times.
times. Widespread showers are going to be possible in the viewing area today. Not anticipating anything too heavy, but shower activity will certainly exist. That is going to be true all the way through this evening. As we do progress into Thursday, there is going to be an opportunity for showers for the Tri-Cities and out to Walla Walla and Pendleton. I'm still including a slight chance of showers for Yakima and Ellensburg. But again, you folks are going to be widely out of the woods when it does come to precipitation on Thursday. And then by Friday, all of the precipitation is gone and we are going to see sunny skies come back on Friday, and the sunshine will be maintained all the way through the weekend. That's the weather story. Now I'm going to toss it back to Dave.
Thanks, Jefferson. A new building in Selah will be home to a plethora of healthcare businesses working together, owned by the people who run Howard's Drug. KIMA's John Franklin tells us how the facility will expand healthcare options for the community.
We have a building project underway next door here and are very excited to be building this new building to work more closely with some of our local providers here in Selah, provide the best care we can possibly do for our community here in Selah.
The owners of Howard's Drug in Selah are building a new structure intended to be a medical hub for the area.
Things have fallen in place. I think it's the best use for that property in that building. Selah is such a good place to be doing this, and we're really glad that we're part of Selah.
The intention of the building is for doctors and pharmacists to literally be working side by side.
We have some really great doctors and other providers here in Selah, but one of the things I think is lacking sometimes is how well we work together. And I think in a new medical building where we're working side by side, we're going to be able to communicate better and work as part of the healthcare team together in ways that help improve safety and the outcomes for our patients.
This area is going to be a medical hub in Selah. There's going to actually be 4 different businesses that are going to be occupying the construction site behind me once it's completed.
What we're trying to do here is bring in a collaboration between independently owned clinics and providers to be able to have some of that, to be able to work together like you are in a big system. But you're not. You have your own practice. You have your own clientele.
There will be more medical care in the area beyond the doctor's office, pharmacy, medical supply company, and therapy office in the future building.
Over next to us on an independent lot, we have a dentist going in. So in a way, this is going to be, a lot of health care. Not all of it's, on our lot, our building. But right now, it's going to be a dentist, and then it's already an eye care center over there.
For Action News, I'm John Franklin.
KIMA's John Franklin, thank you. The building is set to be completed around April of next year. And from soon to be open to now open, there's a brand new resource for homeschooling families in the Tri-Cities. The Teach the Children Homeschool Resource Center held its grand opening yesterday afternoon in West Richland. The nonprofit center offers a curriculum preview library, student enrichment classes, and parent training workshops, all designed to support and empower homeschooling families.
As the homeschool community has grown the last few years, there's been a need for just moms and dads to be able to come together, connect, inspire one another. And so this is just a hub that you can come to and get that.
As of now, leaders say more than 400 families are expected to use the Resource Center. For more details on their services, you can head over to our website, KEPRTV.com. And finally, Ben Franklin Transit is helping out some nonprofits that are in need. The Transit Authority has donated 2 vans to Elijah Family Homes and Seasons Housing, 2 nonprofits that home individuals struggling with addiction. These vans were previously used in the Ben Franklin Transit rideshare program, and now they'll help serve individuals who need rides to their appointments. Leaders at Seasons Housing say this is their first ever vehicle.
Being able to get there sometimes for them is a real challenge. And now being able to have another tool in our tool chest, if you will, to be able to get them there is a huge help.
When I saw the van on Friday, I got to take a sneak peek. I almost wanted to cry because it's a big deal to us. And we're not a huge nonprofit. And so, our budget is tight.
Leaders at both of these organizations say they're actively working on building more homes for their clients now that they're able to serve more people. And that does it for us. Thank you for watching this episode of Keeper Quick. For more local news and weather, you can head over to our websites. That's Keeper and KIMATV.com, as well as our Facebook pages. But while you're here, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to keep up with our latest mini newscasts Monday through Friday. Have a wonderful Wednesday, everybody.